Recording. All right, I'm recording. This is for anybody who can make it, which seems to be quite a few of the community, but thank you guys for showing up, and anybody that shows up a little bit late, that's fine. There's no problem with it. Today we're going to talk about YouTube Studio Beta, the new one, and the old YouTube, and kind of look at similarities and kind of look at where things are now versus where they were and that kind of stuff, because pretty soon the switch is going to be made and we're going to all have to figure it out and learn it. So this is just to kind of review it and go over it. And like I said to you guys in before we got started, there's things in here I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where some of the stuff is, but if you do, feel free to jump in, because workshops are meant to be interactive, and you can look at it just like I'm looking at it too. I mean, you can pull this up on your screen or whatever you want to do, but let's get right at it. So right here is the, let me go ahead and pull my marking pen so I can mark on screen if I need to. All right, so let me put that right over here. So as you can see right here on the left-hand side over here, this is the classic, okay? And then over here is the new one. All right, so this is the dashboard when you first come and you're joining, you can see stuff. And one thing that they've done that particularly I don't care for is, like with the analytics and stuff, they have real numbers over here. Over here, they abbreviate all those numbers. I don't care for that, but that's just a personal thing. But and one thing is strange, if you look at classic and stuff, like for example, right here is my number of subscribers, then why over here is it different? I never understand why their numbers aren't always exactly the same. I would think they should be, you know, so, but whatever, you know, whatever. I think that's just I don't understand why my channel is, you know what I'm saying? I would understand if, hey, they haven't updated everything or whatever, but why, if it's my channel, it should be the same on both if I'm looking at it different ways and stuff. One thing is pretty cool that I think that they do that I kind of like is my latest video is always right here, where you do have it over here, but you don't have like the stats of it. You know what I'm saying? You have that it's there, but you also have the last like 4 or 5, which is fine, but I kind of like having that last video. What's up, Russ? What were you going to say?
Just look like, you know, how you mentioned as far as the 2 different numbers go with the current subscribers between the classic and the new, well, whichever way it looks that way. I know you've got a point in the opposite direction. Even in the, you've got as the new one, like the beta, as well as the classic, that's 46 views compared to 44. It's still, that in itself isn't the same either.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what's strange to me. So
some of the stats are off by a few.
And I don't know why. I don't understand why they would be off. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But
it's even to the views that you got.
Yeah, there, so. Yeah, absolutely. So they do have some nice stuff that I like, is like the recent subscribers. I think that's kind of nice to see who my recent subscribers are, which that's awesome to see, you know, that kind of thing. But the other thing is, just like in the old one, if they choose not to be seen, they don't show up. You know what I'm saying? If they choose not to be seen, they don't show up that way. So I do like in the old one, I think, like, okay, over in the old one, you have recent comments. See, like comments are right here on your front page. That'd be kind of cool to have here. I like to see, you know, just current comments. This is meant to be a dashboard to take you to those other areas to trigger things. So I kind of like, you know, I'm seeing that.
So you're saying that almost like it's like the notifications, that sort of that sort of a thing there in the current one?
Well, yeah, comments, more of comments on your videos. So these are the last 4 comments on my videos, which is kind of cool. I would like to see that in here as well. Just me. I like to see, hey, let me look at the last 4 comments, make sure that I've seen them. If you give me the last 4 or 5, I can at least have something to say, oh, wow, that's pretty cool, you know, that kind of thing. But that's the difference in the dashboards. I do like, one thing that I like is when you're moving along in the new one, that your menu stays stagnant or stays locked or whatever you want to call that. We're over here in the old one, it just rolled up and you couldn't go to another section. I kind of like that, that ability. Probably one of the biggest changes too is separating live from regular videos. So if we go into like the video manager in the old one and then videos over here, it's taking a little bit to load up. And what Andrew always says, that here's my total videos, 861. I don't know how real that is, because I know I have more than 861 videos. But I mean, it may be real. I don't know. But over here, it doesn't give you that information. But it does separate live from uploads, which I'm used to it now, and I kind of like it because I can see, like a lot of times I'll do a help video, or sometimes I'll do a live help thing. So when I do that, I can distinguish between, did I do that live or did I do that as a video? So I kind of like that. It would be kind of nice, and I know a lot of people ask for a combined all videos, which would be kind of cool too. I know that's been asked for. And if you want certain things, be sure right down here is send feedback. You can kind of see they have a send feedback. And I think in the old one somewhere, yeah, right here, help and feedback. Yeah. So it's got it. It's just a matter of if you have and listen, I think they're really listening to people with their feedback because it's new. This is the time to do it. If you want to see a feature, you want to add something, be sure to leave feedback. And not just once, because they don't know that it's all coming from you. That's one thing I learned about feedback, being a product expert. When you send feedback, it's anonymous. Everyone's neutral, whatever. So you could send it 50 times. They have no idea they're all coming from you.
So we can spam them.
You pretty much can. You pretty much can. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure they probably hate that, but at the same time, yeah, no, I get it. One thing that's kind of cool. So one thing you do, like to edit on the old one, you know, you can go into info and settings, enhancements, audio, all this kind of stuff, card, subtitle, all that kind of stuff. You hit that and then go to those things. So for example, on the game night last night, if I wanted to add cards to it, I could go and do that like that. And then it takes me to a whole new window. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to start that.
I've never used cards. I wouldn't even know what it is.
What a card is?
Yeah, I've not.
Oh, okay. So what a card is when you're watching a video, there's a little eye with a circle in the top right of a video. And it's more information. It gives you, let's say, for example, I'm in here talking about this. Hey, if you want to see my video on such and such, click up here on the information circle. That's what a card is. And then a little card comes up and it allows you to go watch that video. Or
okay, so you can put links in it and everything in a card.
Yes. Look at another video. Yeah. Or I could say, hey, Andrew did an amazing video on such and such on this. Go click this link and you can go to his video. Yep. You can do any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of people use that for getting them, especially near the end of their videos, to go watch another one or something on relative to this, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what a card is.
A bit like call to actions.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, that's kind of what it is, yeah. And then right here, if I go to that same one over here, this is what I love. It keeps everything relevant and all together. Here, I'd like to get rid of that. I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of the two, buddy. But everything's right here. Everything's all together. I have the title, description. I can make the changes there. I can make tags. One thing that's beautiful about this too is you can copy tags. Like I do game show and I use the same tags a lot of times, but I want to use this for the next one. I can copy tags to the clipboard, where on the old one, I used to have to go into, so this, I think that's going to open it, doesn't it? See, when you click on the title, okay, so I'm here. Okay, good. Okay, so it does have. So tags here, there was no way in the past to copy those. So what you had to do is you had to go in here, Control A to select everything, and then Control C to copy, and then you could go paste it. That's a lot of steps that you had to do all that kind of stuff, where this, now they give you straight up. It's kind of cool. They give you a copy all, and then you just go and paste it in the other.
Didn't know that. So I'll have to look for it next time I upload my daily things. Yeah. Especially if you use the same tags all the time, it's really, really useful. Yeah, didn't know I could do it.
Now, keep in mind, I have TubeBuddy, so I have a lot of extra stuff on here that you probably won't have and that kind of thing, but that's okay. I mean, we'll skip over a lot of that TubeBuddy stuff. But the other thing is nice that I use all the time. I wish I could move this or get rid of this. Let me see if I can. Hide. There you go. Quick. That's what I want to do. Okay. One thing that I absolutely love, a lot of times, and this doesn't have it even with this video. When I click on this video, it doesn't have things like this. You can get the link. Okay, so your URL is here. That's great. Here's another one. You just copy. I don't have to do Control C and Control V. Boom, just copy it and take it and use it wherever I want. I can watch it. You know, they have the big screen where you can watch the video. I have the big screen where I can watch the video. It's really, I mean, it's nice. And I can actually, you know, if I want to watch that on YouTube or whatever, there's ways of doing that. I can change whether it's public from right here or while I'm in here. Right here, I can do the same thing, public. If it's part of a playlist, right here on the old one, there's no identifying thing. I mean, you have to know that that's playlist. I like the way they clean it up and just make with the titles of exactly what you're doing. I kind of like the layout that they're giving you to do that stuff. You know, it's really kind of made it a lot easier. Then you can actually, so right here, you know, to do cards or end screen information, you know, if you had end screen where you wanted to put your subscribe button or your videos at the end, everything's all here. You don't have to go somewhere else for this video to go do that. You know, I have to go up here. I have to go to end screen and cards, but it takes you away. This will take you away, but it's a direct line there. I think that's a lot cleaner and easier to do that rather than go up here and do all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I like the way they've done it, but all the things are there too. You know what I'm saying? And then they have translation, monetization, and advanced settings. They have all that stuff over here, you know, if you've used the old one, but I can do all of that now from these menus over here. So for this particular video, game night, I can go see the analytics on it. I can edit it, which is kind of where I am right now, but I can edit the video. You can actually do a video editing, which is kind of cool, of this video, like clipping off the end or clipping off the front and that kind of stuff. Comments, I can go look at the comments just for this video. I can get transcriptions, monetization, find out, you know, who gave a super chat or something like that. But all of this is all here, which is kind of cool, which is kind of neat. This menu over here, instead of being here, I do like words better. Personally, I like the words versus this, but if I want to see the words, I can always go like this. I just have to know to click the 3 lines at the top, which is kind of a pain. I wish it would just stay there, but I get it. Whatever. Everything's hover, you know, whatever.
So with the editing, Michael, it's still basically the same. It is just the top and tail. Well, that's what I call it, top and tail. Each end that you're editing, there's not anything more sophisticated.
That's a good question. There is stuff. You can also add an ad break. You can put a section in where you can add an ad of your own. You can add a blur section. You can blur out, like if you had phone numbers that you used and you put them on screen, you don't want people to have that. You can blur certain sections. You can add an end screen, kind of the same thing as the cards and stuff, but at the end screen to add your subscribe and all that stuff. So yes, it's mostly end and beginning, that kind of thing. You can always undo and redo. I like that there, and I think that's a work in progress. I don't think I've never done it because I haven't wanted to mess with anything as far as like in the middle of something, taking out a section that was bad or something like that, or where we had the whole thing go down for a little bit and, you know, you wanted to take that out. I don't think you can do that, but I haven't really tested that or tried it either.
I've only edited by trimming the start because I realised as I watched my replay, I'd sniffed and, you know, the finger go across as an opening scene, and I thought, that's not great. I cut that out. So
yeah,
I knew
exactly.
I could do that, but I haven't looked at anything else with it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, absolutely. And one thing that I really, really like is that it has this arrow to go back to all my videos. The only way for me to go back on it, if you're editing and doing this on a video, you have to hit the back arrow in your browser bar, which is kind of a pain. This seems more inclusive, like you're all in the same, you know, like all my videos are in the same room. Over there, I'm separated out. I know it has a lot of the same stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I just like to click that back arrow and boom, I'm there. Here, back arrow in my browser, same thing. I mean, you still get the same results, but I just think that's easier and nicer. But see, like if I wanted to go to my playlist, I have to go here with videos. Playlist is completely separate, which is fine. And here they don't have that feature. Playlist is here. So you have to go, this right here, this is other features. This is stuff that's not in the new studio. So you can see playlist, live events, live stream now, translation. I'm sure they will. I mean, they probably have to do something because people that are using these features, if they don't have that in the new one, people will be really upset, I think. Status and features, audio library, and customized channel, that kind of stuff, those kind of things. So yeah, so exactly. So you're gonna have to have that. I mean, I would think anyway. One thing that, but you know, like if you remember from before, I can still get to playlist over here, but playlist is separated over here on this side. So I think that's why they have it as other feature over here, because I know that they want to, they want to keep it somewhat consistent, I would think, or a way to go just to playlists and edit playlists and work on playlists that way without going through a video, etc. Copyright notices is really kind of cool. Right here, it has copyright notices for your channel. And this was hidden in a menu. So that's one thing that I didn't like about the old one. All of these, you had to go find the stuff that you were looking for, where they have things more relevant of things that you're looking for. It would be really kind of neat if you could, there's a lot of empty space here, give you like 3 things that you could add, something that you go to all the time. Or yeah, exactly. Something as a favorite, like add 3 buttons that I'm always going to, please add that over here, that kind of thing. If you're consistently going over there, it's nice to see your monetization right here too. But to find monetization over here, I have to go, where is monetization? Then I go over here to live streaming. Is it in there?
That'll be a problem for me.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. And a lot of these things you're not going to see if you're not monetized yet either. So some of these buttons you don't have yet and things like that. And I get it. I'm just showing you. Let's see, what is that? Oh yeah, okay. And then we have, so live control room events. So so anything with live streaming at all, you can tell that they haven't added anything yet. Everything is an other feature. Live events, live stream now, all that. So that hasn't been brought over yet. So basically what it does is it brings you over these menus.
Yeah. So with what's there under your title on the upcoming, on the new one, on the studio beta, I'm noticing that those dates are out of date. Is that because there was just something that didn't happen with going to those as lives and they've just stayed there, or?
Yes, all these upcoming
sort of thing happen, and I wasn't sure why are they still there. I'm sure I did the live at that
all
time.
These upcoming, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes. What I've done is I created it in StreamYard probably, and StreamYard automatically makes an upcoming event. And when it does, so I have a test there so I can use this over and over. I never have to go live with it, but I can go in and test it. And what happens is if I use this fun time test over in StreamYard, I don't have to create, if I want to test something, I don't have to go in and go live, but it gives me that same, it leaves it there until I actually do go live with it. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. I think I've tried it with Ecamm probably, and I'm not sure whether I was doing it right or not, whether it was meant to shift that from being into the live or the uploads or something, but they were still there after I'd finished the broadcast. And
right, I got you.
I think it's been a while since I've done a YouTube, so.
Yeah, and the thing is like I do like that about upcoming. It kind of lets you know what's upcoming. And over here in the old one, I'm trying to remember how you get the upcoming. Like those 4 should be showing right here at the top, I would think.
So is that the events? Like you created an event?
Yes. As are scheduled events, that's what would show up. Yes. So, and I don't I don't see where those are over here. I can't remember because
I think, Michael, if you
it's over
put
here.
the search video box up there at the top on the
Yeah.
right.
I think right here, if I go to live streaming and then go to events,
And, yeah.
then that's where they show up.
Mhm.
That's where they show up. Okay.
But they're
So
different.
I know.
No, test for later. Oh, yeah,
That,
yeah.
it doesn't have the fun time one. It doesn't have that. So those are upcoming, and that may be because it's unlisted. See how it's unlisted, and these are all public.
Yep.
So, and up here is upcoming, or live now, completed, whatever, all that kind of stuff. You can see all your events, which is kind of in the old one is confusing. It's in a different place. It's not near the same place. That's one thing that I really like that they've done is they've added this and done this. One thing is kind of cool though. I'm going to go back over. Oh, I didn't mean to get off of there. Let's delete the live streaming events. Let's delete test for later. We're going to delete that one. So to delete that, you would go to edit. No, you wouldn't. You would check this checkbox. Check this checkbox and then actions. Oops, maybe. And then delete. That's how you have to delete over here under events. But all my videos are in one place, even the upcoming ones. One thing is kind of weird is if I go into this, let's say I go into that same one, test for later, there's nowhere to delete it from here. I can't delete from here. So this is one of my pet peeves. I know I've explained that to them. The only way to do that is to know that you have options here in the 3 dots, and then I can delete it there. It's kind of, and my thing is if you have the real estate here already, just leave it there. So at least I know to go to look there. But I have no way to know to go look at that right now. It's just dumb, in my opinion.
Can you, as you click the checkbox, I've got to point the right way, in the old one, can't you do it the same on the new one?
No. If I click and checkbox this, edit,
delete.
It doesn't give you delete as an option.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because that's what people are used to doing, because that's the first thing I did when I first did it. And I was like, okay, where's the freaking delete? How do I delete a video?
There are so many other programs.
I know, and the only way is to say, what if I wanted to bulk delete?
Yep.
And I can't. I have to go in here and I have to delete individual. I don't know. I don't necessarily like that particular part of it. Whereas on this one, I could do that. I could check all of these, and then if I wanted to, I could just delete them all at once. A lot easier, better, whatever, that kind of thing. But again, feedback, send your feedback if that's something you do a lot. Or a lot of times when I delete only one video. I'm not deleting 6 videos. And a lot of times I try not to delete videos, especially if it's got some, yes.
Doing it, if you deleted them, those in the old one, the classic one, now that'd reflect into the beta and you wouldn't have them well. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. So yeah, you can still do this stuff for a while.
How much longer is it that they're keeping?
They're not giving a date. They don't ever give a date, but I'm sure, like I said, I think they have to get those other things in there with live streaming and live events because a lot of people are using that. So I think that they have to come through with that before they make that move. That'd be my guess. But so analytics, go ahead. What?
YouTube is still in front of all the other platforms, I presume, as far as the numbers of people using them, because there's so many different platforms now for doing the live streaming to there's so many different servers, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea the numbers. I mean, but I'm sure that they're still up there. It's not like they're going away. They got too many people doing stuff. So
it's the first place you go to when you're trying to find out, how do I do something? Because that's just where the automatic thing is. You go to Google now, what's all that about? You ask Google, and different areas that we've all been conditioned into searching.
It's true. So analytics, that's pretty much the same. We have, I know it says to go to the new one or whatever, go to the new analytics, stay on classic. So the new analytics gives you so much more info. I mean, it just has so much more stuff related to this, and it has all these menus at the top: interest, viewers, build an audience, earn revenue, you know, whatever, all that kind of stuff. It has a lot of this stuff up here. It uses different words and different things, but I think actually the stats show up on the new analytics a lot better. Now, this is the analytics for my channel. One thing is really cool that what they've done, especially with videos, you can get the actual analytics for an individual video. So if I want to get the analytics for over here on game night, I can get those specific analytics, which is kind of nice. I can see what's going on, audience retention, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of cool that you can do it quickly and easily. And again, it seems like it's all in the same program. Whereas over here, it doesn't necessarily seem like you can do that. You can go click on this video. First of all, you have to go, okay, that was this one in the last 28 days, you know, that kind of stuff. You have to go find it. I can't even find last night's. It's not even in there because it doesn't have enough. Say,
where's the 140th?
Yeah, because it doesn't have enough views, or it doesn't have enough watch time, or doesn't, you know, that kind of thing. So it didn't list here. So, and this is by watch time. I would have to do like, so you know, so it's kind of awkward, and there's a lot of stuff on here. You can see all of these things: subscribers and live streams and traffic and YouTube Premium, audience retention. It has all this stuff over here, but you have to go over here to get it. Whereas in here, like in the analytics in this, it seems like it's more linear, and you can just go across the top. I mean, they have a lot of the other stuff, you know. And a lot of the information is right down here. See more, you know, for these particular things. So I don't know. It's just a different way of looking at it. It takes some getting used to, but once I dug in and went through it, and again, you'd have to go and look at yours and see what you use it for. I think would help you with that kind of stuff. And translation description, like I said, that's just a quick thing. I mean, I never really use it on the other one. The create side, this is one thing that they really need to, the audio library, bring over, because I use a lot of that. But as you can see here, audio library is other feature that they're, you know, that again, that's going to have to be one that they pull over too, in my opinion.
Where does that go to when you do click on the extras that are in the
right here?
It just goes straight back to that. Yep.
It does. It goes to classic on that particular page. Yep, sure does. Yep. Channel right here talks about your channel. This is stats and features, monetization, upload defaults, branding, advanced, and the branding and all that kind of stuff. Everything is in settings now, like the not monetization. Monetization is separate, but you have branding mostly in settings. In your settings, you have all of this. You get the channel, you get all the branding, the advanced, basic. I love this because to me this is a lot more clear, and you don't have to go through. You don't have to know what all of these different things are and that kind of stuff. Upload defaults. You can have default title and description every time you create a video. You can have defaults for it, that kind of thing. So I like that.
That's only a one choice though. So if you do 2 or 3 different, like entirely different types of live streams, you wouldn't be able to.
Exactly. That's correct. So that's, and that's the same as here too. That's same as in the old one. The old one's the same way. Yep. So they didn't change anything there, but that's a good feedback if you do have different things that you do, or different, I don't know, different going to do that. Yeah, exactly. Different tags maybe for a different thing or something like that you might want to create, but that'd be a great feedback for there. So it's really kind of cool. You know, they have, I can see at a glance the copyright, anything that has a copyright issue. So I can see right away someone else is using mine or whatever. I can see those kind of things right away.
I've never used it, never looked at it.
Yeah.
So that's for if somebody's using your videos, you can see there straight away who's tapped into your video and used it where.
Now, Michael, is that dependent on whether your channel is monetized or not?
I don't know. If you don't have that circle, then you probably you might not have that. I don't know. That little C copyright, if you don't have that on yours.
Yeah, Roy doesn't have it. I've got to hit. I've got that pulled up on the my other computer, and I noticed everything's the same until you get down to that, and then the copyright's gone, and of course the monetization gone.
Yeah.
It's gone because he doesn't have that either.
Yeah, well, I don't I can't pull mine up because this has actually taken over the whole of my Mac screen, and it's a big screen.
Yeah. I would say that that's not there only because this means that someone else is monetizing your video.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're losing revenue. I mean, because you're not getting any monetization for that. But if you are monetized, then you would be losing that, or someone else is stealing your monetization, I think is the way that's, I guess, I don't know. But, you know, the other thing too, the things that are, to me, when I look at this, okay, the dashboard's important, especially in the new one, and then videos right there. I think a lot of the important things are right here. Analytics, comments, because that's your engagement, and you can see the comments right there from your last 4 or 5 videos, which is awesome. You know what I'm saying?
So
transcript.
Back through that avenue.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh.
And also one thing,
I get the notifications, and I go into the notifications and respond that way. I didn't know there was a way of doing it that way there.
Yeah. So, yep. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of cool things right there at your fingertips. Cause I don't know where to go to comments. Do I go to community? I guess so, right? That would make sense there. Okay. So comments are right there. So I see those same comments. Held and likely spam. I love this because you can see they're held for review. If there's something that, there you go. Ross is held for review for some reason. And that one's just fine. I can put that on there. I can just, I can check them off, that kind of thing. And then likely spam. If you have some that are likely spam, it immediately, checks that for you. And that might be on your keywords that you use. And the keywords that you block, if I go to settings down here, I can go to settings, and I think it's down here. I can't remember other settings. No. Community. Yeah, right here. Blocked words. I can add a whole bunch of blocked words that I automatically block, and it'll reported as spam when I do that. So that's kind of thing. So that's where you have to kind of go. Settings has a lot of that stuff that you're doing for your channel and making those kind of things happen. That's really the comparison that I have. As far as, I like things that are visible. Again, I wish it had the words here and I could leave the words here because I'm a words person. It's just easier for me. The other thing, I'm not too big of a fan of a hover menu. That I understood if the hover menu was over this or something, when I hovered over it, I could do something else. It's just like the other thing is if you want to go to, there's 3 things you can go to. So if this is my YouTube channel right here, this is my YouTube studio, and just to show people the difference, I can go to my YouTube channel. Okay, so over here is my YouTube channel. This is what it looks like when I'm here. I can look at it when other people are here.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, there we go. So I can see this. This is my YouTube channel, and then if I just go to YouTube, just regular YouTube, this is what it looks like for me. Something that recommended things or whatever. Your normal YouTube, if you just type in YouTube. Okay, so those kind of look the same, fairly similar, but then when I get to studio, all of that changes. And one thing, so you have to know to click on, first of all, you have to know to click on your name. I can't just go to my channel, you know what I'm saying? I have to click here, and then I can go to my channel or YouTube, switch account, do all that kind of stuff like that. I would like it if it had at the top. The other thing that I don't like, right here, if I search YouTube, I'm actually searching YouTube, not just my channel. This just searches across my channel, which is fine. I don't mind searching across my channel, but I wish there was another square over here or something that I could search YouTube, because a lot of times I might be comparing something. Like if I just did a video, like for you guys, I do my daily tips. If I wanted to go see something, let's say I did a daily tip on Google Photos like this, rotate an image. All right. I want to be able to go right away, go YouTube and search photos without necessarily having to, a quick way. I could have a quick way back or something like that. I want to have to open up another tab and do it that way. Whereas I could do that before, like right here, a search, I could do that. So that's the different things there too, and how to get there. The other thing is you can click here, I think, above the dashboard. I can't really do it without. I can click my icon and that'll take me to my channel as well. So if I hold down Control Shift and then hit that, it'll do the same thing. It'll open up my channel that way. But again, it's a hover. How do I know to do that? You know what I'm saying? How do I know that that'll do that unless I hover over it and know it? So it's things like that, that those hover menus, that's a good example of if the hover menu is over top of something, okay, I get the hover menu. But right here, you already have the real estate there. Why have a hover menu? Why do I have to get here? And then, oh, wow, I can do something else. I can view on YouTube. Oh, I can edit this, same as clicking the name. I can get a shareable link. But once you learn those things, I will say this, like a lot of times I want to get a shareable link. Hey, did you see my video on such and such? You know, it works. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. The other thing is too, is searching videos. Up here, you can search just the videos. Up here, you can search YouTube. Like I said, they're two different. I would like that same thing, whereas this doesn't have it. You don't have that option. I can filter, I can search in here. To me, this is search across your channel is the same thing here. Why would I not just, why is it in two places? Why not just be able to right here filter? And again, unless you know this filter's here or something, this one's okay, but I do this all the time. Like somebody says, where's your OBS video? Well, I can just go OBS and search that. It'll give me everything that's OBS. The only thing that's frustrating, the green screen, okay, but it's not the one I wanted. If I did a live video, I have to search over here. I guess this is for your whole channel searching, and then this one would be live. You know what I'm saying? Like if I just typed in +word, it's going to show up here. But if I have uploads, you know, in my uploads and I search +word, it's not going to come up unless I did a commercial or something. Oops. That's true. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
For moving into proofreading.
That one did.
Yeah, so it's a +word hangout ad. So any video that I did where I made an ad, that it would show up, but none of my live stuff shows. So I would have to go over to live, and it doesn't keep the filter, so I'd have to retype it in. That's kind of frustrating. So maybe up here is why they have that search your YouTube channel, I guess, because then you can do a blanket search across the whole thing. But I would like the option to have both of these. Search my channel, but also search the YouTube side of things.
Is there a possibility, and I suppose it's not, like I've got the two YouTubes because I was using my legal name, changing back to my maiden name, so I've created a new YouTube, right, and that with the Ros Boundy. Is there a way, I suppose there's not a way of merging them so that it doesn't matter which one I actually created it under, whether it was Ros Bets or Ros Boundy? I suppose there's not, is there?
I don't think there's a way to merge them, but I don't know the answer to that. I really don't know the answer to that. And there may be some videos out there on that tell you about that and how to do that. I think you can channels, but you know. I think you can copy. I think if you make it unlisted, first of all, make it unlisted, and then move them over. You know, bulk move them over. I think. I don't know if you could do that. I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, on each one, create a playlist for the other one.
You could do that too. You could definitely do that.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You could definitely do a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely do
some of them are just so old, but I still want to keep them. And because, on this, I've only had this Mac since December, so I haven't had the time to actually download all of those old ones onto this. And this is all cloud, not a hard drive too, I think.
Right.
I haven't actually discovered what the Mac does, different to what my old MacBook Pro laptop did. That was a hard drive. Computer. This one, I don't think it is. I actually haven't studied it. It's the screen. I think everything is cloud-based. Interesting.
Well, there you go.
More homework on that.
All right. If you guys don't have any other questions about YouTube, we'll chat a little bit afterward. But I will stop the video for anybody that's rewatching. If anybody has anything that they want to add, or if there's an area that there's something you do all the time that you're like, man, where is that in the new one? And I don't see it in the new one or something like that. Feel free to reach out and comment on this afterward. Like I said, right now, there's a lot of things in the other features that they have a lot of that stuff down there that's missing from over here. One thing that I do like, I mean, like I said, is when you that a lot of stuff it's a lot of stuff is hidden. I know they tried to make it abbreviated in the old one where you just had main things, but you have to know where to go. Like, it kind of makes sense that community has comments, but you have to know that, you know what I'm saying? And over here, it just gives you, comment. Well, I don't know. To me, these are the things that are important for engagement and my video and getting things done in the studio. So to me, that's kind of where I am on that. It's just a matter of learning the new areas of, hey, how do I edit this part of it? I do like the fact, and I do like the fact, I don't mean to cut you off, but one thing that I really, really like the most, I think, is I can do almost everything just clicking on the title. It gives me everything all in one area for the most part. I mean, there are some things that might not be there, but you got your end screens, you got your cards, I got my tags, I got everything there all in one place. Description, I have the video, I have all of these links and, the file name, everything's right here, unlisted. I can change it to public right there. They even have advanced right here. So all the advanced things on it, which I don't really change or use that much, but allow comment, all top comment, whatever, all that kind of, I can sort by those things. It's really, I don't know. I kind of like that they bunched it all together. It's just a matter of getting used to it and where things are. But they're making the move, so.
Which is what I was going to say when you said, "Oh, sorry for cutting me off." You weren't. It was just it does come across as being a lot easier in its setup of what you actually presented with on the screen and the rest. So with anything, isn't it just that you need to learn that first basis of where things are at, and
yes.
Once that process is done and using it enough times, it's the continuance of using something that gives you that familiarity.
Exactly.
So, it's just learning your program, and it is fairly simple to actually find most stuff from when I started using the Studio Beta.
Yeah, and there's definitely times when you're like, I just don't like for me to find that delete. I was just like, oh my God, I just wanted to be able to delete this. It's the wrong one. How do I delete it? And it just took me a little bit to find it. Once I found it, now I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I think I had to look that up too at one point, especially the ones that were the scheduled that I hadn't used because I'd gone using either, I can't even remember what it was, probably the Ecamm when I first got this, the Mac, and tried it out in the trial version, didn't know what I was doing. So, there's a few that were scheduled that I had no idea. What are they still there for? I did it,
Yeah, exactly.
And they're probably still there when I find when housekeeping with that one.
Yeah. I just think with it. Oh, go ahead, Andrew.
It's just like anything else. The first thing, if you start using something, the very first thing, in my opinion, you go in and you click on everything just to see what it does. You don't have to change anything. You're not going to break anything. Just go through and click, click, click. That's it. And then as you use it, you learn the interface. But eventually, just like Zoom or OBS, you got to learn where things are, and you won't do it in one day. Don't try to learn to do it all in one day because you won't.
Yeah, and a lot of practical use helps a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Like upload a video. Just upload a video, even if it's unlisted, and then go do a bunch of stuff to it. How do I do that? Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh my gosh, where, that kind of thing. That's a key too, I think.
Yeah. And the more you use it, the more you're going to eventually remember it.
Yeah. And one of the things too, when you make mistakes or you think that you've broken something and the rest, it's sure as eggs, that's the best way to actually, you're going to make sure you go and learn how to fix it or do something differently. So, it's a way of exploring as well, because I've gone down that path a bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But hopefully this was useful to everybody. I really am encouraging everyone because they are getting close to deadline on getting all this stuff pushed over. So I think it's real important that you at least start using it And if you're frustrated, you need to go back. I get it, but pretty soon you won't be able to go back. So I just want to give kind of everybody a heads up, and maybe you learned a little something. Anybody that rewatches this, that, oh wow, I didn't know that's where that was. So hopefully that helps out that way. And the other thing is, use the community for that. If you have a question, hey, based on this, I went into my YouTube studio and I don't know where this is. Just leave a note in there, and I'll be glad to. If I know it, I'll be glad to help you out or help you find it or something.
Yes, we know. And if somebody leaves a note, you don't know it, he's going to be checking on it 3 minutes after he sees the thing just to find out. He's got a very curious mind. I like that.
All right, anybody that watches this in the replay, please, like I said, just leave a note or whatever. It'll be on a YouTube video. I'll have it for you guys. You guys can come and watch. If you can rewatch, I'll try and a lot of times I try and timestamp, so I'll try and timestamp some of it. So if you have particular things that you're looking for, you can look in the description and see that too. If I have time, I'll do that, or I'll do it in time maybe. But I need to do that while I remember, or I'll forget. So, but thank you guys for showing up and going over stuff and asking questions, because that's what helps me, because I can sit there and say, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me just make sure. But I appreciate you guys.
Glad I saw the notice.
Yeah. There you go. All right, I'm going to end this.